Well, good morning everyone, and welcome to this marathon for SEBI Grade A Phase 2 exam for descriptive English part. So guys, this is the final marathon before your exam, which is on 21st of February, and the intention here is to provide you, recent data points and some special updates regarding your descriptive English part. Now guys, descriptive English paper is worth 100 marks in your phase 2 exam, and this is one section which is the most neglected part. At the same time, it is also the most scoring part. So guys, if you wish to join us, if you wish to prepare with us, don't forget to subscribe to the session, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to like the video. So let us begin guys. Let's dive deeper into it. What should be the sequence and time allocation for each question to complete the paper? Bhakti, I'll give you the exact number. Please listen to it carefully. See, the ideal time management should be 25 minutes for reading comprehension, 20 minutes for essay writing, which is 45 minutes, and then last 15 minutes for Precis writing. Right, 25 for reading comprehension, 20 for essay, and 15 for Precis writing. It is so because reading comprehension is the biggest chunk of the paper. It is worth 40 marks, and there are 5 questions in reading comprehension. So you are required to read the passage and then locate the answers and then present the answers in your own words. Okay. Now let's talk about the sequence. See guys, in what sequence should you approach the questions? It is actually subjective, but if you ask me, I would start with, I would keep the Precis at the end, because Precis is easily done. You can even, you can even complete in 12 minutes or even 10 minutes if you're quick enough. But you need time for essay, you need time for RC. So you can't leave RC at the end, or you can't leave essay for the end. So what you should do is either start with essay followed by reading comprehension, and then in the end target your Precis, or it can be start with your reading comprehension, be done with the with the toughest part, which is the biggest part of the paper. You have to write 5 answers there, which is around 350 to 400 words, right? So for reading comprehension you have to write 70 to 80 words for every answer. So, and there are 5 questions, so that makes it, about 350 to 400 words, along with reading the passage and locating the answers. So either you can start with reading comprehension, you can be done with 40 marks, in the first 20-25 minutes, and then, prepare your essay accordingly, write your essay after that, which is worth 30 marks, and then target Precis at the end. Or the other approach could be essay first, then RC, and then Precis at the end, right? So I hope that answers your query. And guys, do let me know if you have any doubts, if you have any questions, such silly questions like this. I'm not calling them silly, but they do make a lot of difference. But students usually find them very silly, right? So please do let me know any questions, any doubts that you might have regarding descriptive English paper, and I'll be more than happy to answer them to you. So guys, what are we going to discuss in this video? First of all, what is the importance of essay writing in SEBI Grade A Descriptive English paper? What are the previous year trends in essay topics asked in SEBI Phase 2 exam? Because essay, students find the most trickiest, the students find the trickiest part of the paper, essay writing. Reason being, you don't know what topics you are going to get. See, reading comprehension, you have a source of reference in front of you, right? You have a passage. Similarly, for Precis, you have a passage, and you have to adhere to the passage. But in essay you'll have nothing in front of you to write for or to write with, so you have to develop each and every part of your essay yourself. So that is why we are going to discuss what are the previous year trends in essay writing, and what should you analyze from it, what is the analysis of the PYQs, so that you can also see that what kind of topics can be expected this year. Then I will provide you some important data and stats to use in your exam. So do prepare data points like I'm going to give you, and use them in your essays. And then I'm going to give you important tips for essay, Precis, reading comprehension, and then what are the sources that you can use to prepare for your essay writing or for your general complete paper. Right, you're welcome, Bhakti. Chale guys, so let's begin with the video. First of all, let's understand why essay writing is important, and how you should prepare for essays. Now guys, essay writing is one of the most decisive components of SEBI Grade A Phase 2 exam, especially because SEBI places strong emphasis on clarity of thought, regulatory awareness, and analytical depth rather than rote learning. So guys, please understand this is very important. SEBI places strong emphasis on clarity of thought, how clear, how objective you are with your with your sentences, with your information. Then about regulatory awareness, how do you function as a regulator? What are the key points that you need to keep in mind as a regulator? And then how analytically deep analysis you can provide for the topic. So you have to basically present an informative thesis based on research, what you have done, what you've prepared for the topic before the exam. It has high weightage, guys. The essay is worth 30% of the total English paper, and it makes it impossible to ignore, no doubt about it. So guys, a well written essay can compensate for average performance in objective papers. Remember this, guys. If you do not even perform really well in your paper 2, but in paper 1, which is descriptive English, you should be able to, you are supposed to score high, so that it compensates you with the any mistakes or any errors that you might have made in your objective paper. Second important point is, guys, it what does the SEBI descriptive English paper test? What does it ask? So test regulatory and economic understanding. So guys, SEBI essays are not generic. Topics are usually based on capital markets, financial inclusion, environmental, social and governance, fintech, AI in markets, corporate governance, investor protection, monetary and fiscal coordination. So such topics are asked in your exam. So you need to prepare selective data points for such topics which are recent and up to date. Now this checks whether a candidate understands the financial and regulatory issues pertaining to the topic. If the student can connect theory with current affairs, are you able to present your thesis on the basis of what you have learned, and not just on the basis of your opinions. So your answers should not be opinionated, they should be factually correct, and they should be full of important information and data points, so that you can show that you are well read and you are well prepared. And they basically test you, can you think like a future regulator and not as a student? This is what they look for, guys. So you have to present your knowledge to the evaluator with the help of what you have prepared for the exam, how you have prepared your thesis, how well articulated and how well presented your answers are. That is what you have to portray to the evaluator in this exam. Right. Now guys, third importance of essay writing is it evaluates your analytical and structural thinking. So SEBI does not reward flowery language, guys. They are not looking for verbose answers. They're not looking to hire Shakespeare's out there. Please understand this, guys. They're not looking to hire the next Shashi Tharoor of India. No, they are looking to hire students who can think like a regulator, who are analytical in their answers, and who are well prepared, well researched, backed up by research thesis. That is what they look for. So the examiner looks for logical flow, which basically means you start with your background introduction, then how you analyze the topic, and then how you conclude it by giving a way forward. Your data point should be valid and they should be balanced. So if you're presenting pros, you should also be able to present the cons of the topic, and then you should also be able to present the solution and the way forward regarding the topic. Your suggestion should be policy oriented. What should be done regarding the policy changes, or what better can be done in the policy, or what should be done in the upcoming policy in the regarding the topic. And your essay should be full of data and examples without exaggeration. So they should be real, they should be verifiable, and they should be to the point when you are writing your data points in your answers. So guys, please remember, this is very important. A candidate who can structure arguments like a policy note gains an edge. So guys, do you agree with this? A candidate who can suggest, who can present better arguments which look like a policy note, that will give you the right the right how should I put it, the right perspective that you have to present to the evaluator. if no data points are mentioned in those essays, will it suffice? Bhakti, if you're, I'll show you the topics. There are certain topics which need data points, and there might be one topic which does not need any data point, which is a static which is static in nature, right? So in those essays, static essays, you don't need to write any data points. But if you are writing an essay which is based on fintech or banking or topics like which are factually which require factual information, and if in those essays you do not provide data points, then your essay is not going to fetch you enough marks, right? So I'll show you the examples. I'll show you the essays first of all, and then I'll prove to you how what data points to present and how should you do it. So that is my next analysis here, guys. Trends in PYQs. Just look at the topics, essay topics in the previous year, guys, and you will understand what you need to present. Okay, now guys, first topic. Now these are the essay topics for the year 2024. Now many students, I know guys, many students raised a query. So recently a handout was released by SEBI, which mentioned that word limit for essays 400 words, and I started getting comments on my videos and emails and queries. Sir, is it true that SEBI is going to ask 400 word essay? Guys, if you if you just search on Google the previous year notifications for the year 2022, 2020, and then beyond, and even beyond beyond that, you will understand that every year they give the same the same handout. I mean, they just change the specifics for this year, but the rest of the handout remains the same. So they provide you, a sample question paper in your handout, and every year the word limit is mentioned 400 words, but in the actual exam you are not supposed to, and you are not given the word limit as 400 words. Last year 2024, the last time the exam was conducted in the year 2024, the word limit was 250 to 270 words. So please prepare accordingly. Now guys, they've mentioned in that notification in the handout, the SEBI handout, which was recently released, that this sample paper is just for your understanding. This is not exhaustive. So they've mentioned that under the sample paper. So if you read it carefully, you will find it there under the sample paper that they provide you in the handout, and they mention it that this is not actually the true understanding of the paper. This is just this is not exhaustive. This is just for your simulation. And they mention 400 words there, but in the actual exam, guys, it's not possible to write 400 words in 60 minutes. So guys, let's say they give you a essay for 400 words, then you have to write 400 words for RC, 800 words, and then 150 word Preci, 950 words. Guys, you'll never be able to write 950 words in 1 hour, including reading 2 passages and then solving answers and making a Preci. That's not possible. So they don't ask for 400 words. Remember, the word limit that they mention in the exam is 250 to 270 words. So just look at the topics. Now, Bhakti, first topic was how environment, social and governance norms help in global business prospects. Now, if you do not mention data points, if you start writing this essay and if you do not mention data points here, it would look like a very a very bland and opinionated essays. If you just write on what you feel or what you believe is true, now this essay would not sit well with the evaluator if you do not write data points on this. So guys, first topic was how environment, social and governance norms, ESG norms, help in global business prospects. Second, now this is an essay where you do not need any data points. Discuss how organizations and management can nurture good organizational culture in their offices. Now this is a management topic, guys. Now this topic you do not need any data points, but this is a topic which is based on ESI and current affairs. Now this topic does require data points, and it would be it would look like a very poor essay if you do not use data points in topic number 1. But in topics like topic number 2, you do not need any data points. Third, what role can banks play in pushing social healthcare expenditure? Again, now this topic, if this topic is not written with data points, with statistics, reports, schemes, right, this would look like a poor essay. But look at the fourth essay. One machine can replace 5 average human beings, but 5 machines cannot replace 1 smart human being. Elaborate. Now this is a static topic. Now if you are writing topic, for example, if you're writing for topic like topic number 2 or topic number 4, like if you're writing a topic essay on management topic or a static topic, now you do not need data points. But if you're choosing topic number 1 or topic number 3, then you do need to provide data points to support your thesis in the answer. But what analysis do we get from the PYQs? Let me just show you this. So guys, in 2024 we were given one topic on management, one topic on current affairs and ESI related issues, one topic was strictly on ESI, and one topic was static. Let's go further behind. In the year 2022, the word limit was 200 words, but that was 2022. We are down the line 3 years beyond that. So now the word limit would be 250 to 270 words, and you need to prepare accordingly. But in 2022, the word limit was 200 words, and look at the topics. Mental health and its impacts should be spoken about. Now guys, this is the topic which is based on, which is a generic topic. You do not need any specific data points for this. Now this topic can be executed without any data points. But look at the second topic, role of banks in financial literacy. This is definitely related to banking and economy, right? Now this essay should be or must be presented with data points and statistics. What are the roles of banks in financial literacy? What better can be understood from it? Third is, guys, techno stress, its impacts on students and teachers in education sector. Remember 2022, we were just out of COVID lockdown, and this is when this exam was conducted, so they asked this topic. Techno stress, its impacts on students and teachers in education sector. So this is a current affairs based topic. You do not need any data points, but you need it to be updated with what was going on. And then fourth, this is a topic which is based on finance, which is asset reconstruction in companies, ARCs. Now this topic it does need data points, statistics, reports and schemes. Understood? So it's basically about what essay you are choosing to execute. If you're choosing a topic which is based on which is based on data points, which is based on statistics, reports, and if in those essays you do not provide data points, that would look like a poor essay. But if you choose a static topic or a topic which does not need any data points, and if you execute that essay well with your language and with your presentation and articulation, that would also fetch very good marks. Nothing wrong there. So guys, please understand, these topics, essay, descriptive English paper is common for all the streams. It's common for any stream and every stream, be it from general stream, even if you're from IT, even if you're from legal stream. Descriptive English paper is going to be common for all the streams. Please remember this, right? And that is why they give you a mix of topic. Reason being, if you are from a legal background or if you are from IT stream, now you should be able to write on any one of these topics. That is the purpose of this descriptive English paper, right? So that is how you need to prepare, that you are going to get two topics, definitely two topics which are based on, at least one or two topics which are based on data points, which need statistics, reports, schemes, data points, and there are going to be two or three topics which do not require any data point. So you have to choose your topic very carefully and execute it accordingly, right? That should be your perspective. Now let's look at the year 2020, guys. In the year 2020, the word limit was 200 words. The topics that were given were importance of teamwork in an organization. Teamwork. Now this was a topic based on management, definitely does not require any data points. But look at this, guys. Second topic was pros and cons of mergers and acquisitions of companies. This topic was definitely based on finance, and this topic definitely required data points, statistics and reports. Third topic was role of technology in detecting and preventing financial frauds. This was basically based on current affairs, cyber warfare and all the phishing and spamming and all that. So role of technology in detecting and preventing financial frauds, definitely plus current affairs plus finance. And fourth topic was fake news and how to identify them. Now this is a static topic. So guys, you can see every year there are at least one or two topics which need or which are which require data points for them. You cannot execute those topics without data points, without statistics. But there are topics which do not require any data points. So if you answer those topics and if you execute them well with good language and good presentation, right? With good narratives and good sensory details, you will be able to score equally well. But you should be in a habit of executing your answers very well. That is one thing that you require, right? Regular practice and regular revision into it. And guys, if you're looking for a source to, to practice and to further improve your attempt with the help of simulation of the full length tests that we provide you, you can join us in our courses. In our courses we provide you 5 full length tests for descriptive English, right? And we evaluate those tests for you. We provide you detailed feedback along with what improvements are needed in your answers and how much would your answers score. So 5 full length tests, and exactly on the interface of the exam, exactly like the dialog box that you are going to face in the exam, is provided to you in our courses, the 5 full length tests that we provide you. So if you want more practice, and if you need feedback, and if you need personalized assessment of your answers, come join us in our courses. The link for our courses is given in the description of the video, and at the end also I'll show you how you can easily enroll in our courses. Now guys, in the year 2018, I'm going to go back to 2018. The topics that were given in the year 2018, the essay was for 250 words. So topics that were given were in 2018 were India's economic slowdown, causes and consequences. So suddenly we saw a slight economic slowdown in the country at that time. So this was the topic which was based on current affairs. The lasting impact of demonetization, explain. This was on economic and social issues. Third was discuss impact of e-commerce on businesses, again based on finance and related to current affairs again. And then transiting to a cashless economy, again a topic based on ESI, right? So guys, these such are the topics which are given in your exams to to basically basically test you for your preparation for the exam, how well prepared you are. But we can see certain factors that reoccur in every exam. So what is the analysis of the PYQs that we can understand from this, guys? So analysis of the previous year's SEBI essay topics. From the past papers we can observe the following trends. Finance and economy dominance. A large proportion of SEBI essays focus on financial markets, regulation, banking, economic policy, etc. Now SEBI being a financial regulator, this is expected. So guys, you should target these four these four spheres or these four verticals of your preparation. Get to know about financial markets, regulation, banking and economic policy. Second is, guys, technology and innovation in finance, another vertical that is asked in the exam. Topics like fintech, digital transactions, fraud prevention, technology stress, and ARCs suggest a mix of finance and technology based topics in your exams. Third, guys, general current affairs and socio-economic issues, mental health, fake news, teamwork, stress topics show that generic contemporary issues are also tested. So if you ask me, sir, what can be a contemporary topic now for this year, it could be trade deals, right? Free trade agreements, or it could be about the tariff war, or how tariffs are being used as weapons of trade in the global economy today, as we know all around us. So do read up about such topics, guys. What is the analysis of this? What is the purpose of this analysis? So that you get to understand what are the important sections you have to prepare for for this exam, which is worth 100 marks, and essay writing is worth 30 marks in the exam, guys. And fourth vertical is, guys, ESG and sustainability. So environmental and governance topics have appeared in recent exams and trade lists. So do read up about sustainability, right? How we can sustain a green growth or green economy, right? How can we push towards less polluted or less resource consumption, and move towards recycling and reuse. So guys, please note down the the key topics that I feel are important for this year: recycling, reusing, green economy, green investment, right? Fintech, microfinancing, then fintech, exactly. Then your topics like ARC, asset reconstruction in companies, mergers and acquisitions, insolvency and bankruptcy, non-performing assets. Such topics should be read and prepared for in the exam. Now, guys, let's now understand what are some tips and tricks that you need to prepare and you need to use to write better in your exams. So, guys, the essays that are asked in your SEBI exam generally cover topics from economy, rural sector, socio-economic issues, current affairs to management based topics. So guys, it requires one to have some idea on the topics as well as a few writing tricks up your sleeves to write a good essay. So first point is, guys, do know something about everything. Read up as much as you can about any important or tentative topic that that you feel is important for this year. The topics that are usually asked require some thinking on your part. It also requires you to know something, at least a slight knowledge about the topics asked. For if only you have a base, only then you can construct an apartment. कि भाई foundation ही नहीं होगी तो लिखोगे क्या? Simple as that. Guys, if I ask you to write a 300 word essay on forex reserves of India, would you be able to do it right now without any data points, without any preparation? I think the answer would be no, right? You will not be able to do justice to that topic. You will not be able to execute it well, right? So that is what I'm telling you, that you need to potentially prepare for individual verticals like finance, management, economy, social issues, current affair issues, contemporary topics, and use AI, guys. Use artificial intelligence to help you out with this. Provide it the necessary verticals and it will give you tentative topics for this year. So guys, collect facts. So what you do whenever you are preparing for a topic, collect facts, data points, statistics, reports, and schemes pertaining to ESI topics and financial topics and burning topics in which are in news these days, like budget, right, or tax reforms or GST reforms. So these topics should be prepared for. Then talk about, think like a regulator, right? What dynamic uh, how dynamic can a market be, right? You've recently seen how the prices of gold and silver have shot up in the recent times. Were they actually, was this pricing organic, or are there other factors behind this rally, right? So you should know about such things if you're preparing for SEBI. Right, guys? So how to gather information? You can do so only by keeping yourself updated with the recent happenings in your surroundings. Read newspapers and magazines. Read editorials regularly. In the newspapers, try to read and understand the editorials, because they not only give you the information that you need, but they also provide you the analysis and presentation skills that you should use in your essays. So how do you execute a good essay? By providing good data points, analyzing them and presenting them, right, in a logical manner. That is what essay writing entails, right? Now guys, what do you do before the exam? Find out and read up as much information as possible about the relevant or tentative topics of the exam. I have provided you tentative topics in the previous videos, guys. If you have not watched those videos, please do search for tentative essay topics for SEBI and you will find those videos on our channel. And do look into those tentative topics. They're very important and they're very specific for your exam. So find out and read up as much information as possible about the relevant or tentative topics of the exam. Learn and memorize the material, the data points. Learn and memorize the data points with the exam format in mind from relevant sources. So you can't just expect yourself to remember everything. So what you do is, guys, whenever you come across a specific data point, note it down, save it in your computer and revise it, memorize it so that you can use it for your answers. Review the notes and material frequently to maintain a good grasp of the content. That's what I was saying. Revise the the data points that you know. What is the expected GDP projection for next year? What is the inflation rate? What is the unemployment rate in the country? These basic things should be understood and you should know and remember such points for you. Right? If you're talking about unemployment, if you're talking about, let's say, what share has what share has agriculture and services and you know manufacturing output in the Indian economy, right? What are their respective shares in the GDP? So know certain things, important points, so that you can use those points in any and every essay out there. Then think and make notes about the themes, ideas, and patterns that reoccur throughout your preparation. There would be certain points, guys. For example, if you know the projection of next year GDP, right? According to IMF, it is 7.2, or according to RBI, it ranges between 7.2 to 7.4. Now, if you know that data point, you can use it in any topic that is related to economy, economic and social issues, related to any generic topic out there. Am I right? So if you agree with me, guys, do let me know in the chat box if you concur with me and if you understand what I'm trying to tell you. That if you know certain basic data points about economy, functioning of the different sectors, fintech, growth, unemployment, inflation, you would be able to use those data points in almost any and every essay if if you're in the exam. So do read up and do prepare your notes for that. And guys, practice your critical and drafting skills. Now, just reading up data points is not enough. You should also practice writing your essays right before the exam, so that you understand how much time you take to write an answer, and how do you approach a topic. Are you doing it in a properly analytical way? Is your format correct or not? So practice your critical and drafting skills as you review your answers. So this is what you do before the exam. Now guys, some important tips that you need to remember, guys. How do you frame your essays or your answers in the exam? How to organize your ideas? This is the biggest challenge for students, that we don't know how to organize our ideas. Our essay looks all over the place. It looks very jumbled. There is no logical format to it. So how do you present it in a logical manner? Now read this, guys. The purpose of an outline or a diagram is to put your ideas about the topic on paper in a moderately organized format. So what you do is, guys, before you start writing your essay, make a rough draft. You will be provided a rough paper and a pen or a pencil. So before you start writing your essay, what do? You first, on your piece of rough paper, make a rough draft for your essay, right? Maybe write down the topic in the middle, and then jot down the key points of related to the topic around that topic, right? And once you've made a rough draft, then you keep that piece of paper in front of you, and then you execute your essay by looking at that piece of paper and what points you have written in that rough draft. So you have been told to make a rough draft all along, but we don't usually do this. Why? Because we feel this is wastage of time. But guys, I tell you, this is actually very important for your essay, because without this you will run out of ideas in between, and your essay will look very jumbled, right? You don't know what points to mention after that. After you've written 2 to 3 paragraphs, you'll run out of ideas. But if you make a rough draft, if you plan it, for example, guys, making a rough draft is basically making a blueprint or a roadmap for your essay, right? If you don't have a blueprint, how are you going to execute your essay till the end? So if you do not prepare for it, you'll not be able to execute it. So the purpose of the outline or a rough draft is to put your ideas about the topic on paper in a moderately organized format. The structures you have created here can still change before the essay is complete. So do not agonize over this rough draft. Decide which structure do you want to follow, which basically means whether you prefer the cut and write structure, which I have provided you, ICEP CSC structure, guys. ICEP CSC is introduction, then social factor, then economic angle, then political angle, then what are the benefits and challenges, what are the solutions, and then you give your conclusion. So I call it ICEP CSC structure, which is cut and dried method. So either you follow the cut and dried structure of an outline, or you can also go for a more flowing structure. You can also, you can always make your own structure. You can always decide how you want to execute the essay. Now, if you start any of the structures and further it is not working for you, you can always switch later. Nothing wrong there. So you have to be mentally prepared. So guys, how do you make a rough draft? For example, you have to write a topic on fintech, right? So let's say role of AI in fintech. Let's assume this is the topic. So role of AI in fintech sector. Let's say this is the topic you are given. So you write down this topic in the middle, and then you start making data points around it. So you start from the top, you go clockwise. So you start from there. So your first point, introduction, should be this. Then second point, this. Third point is this. Fourth point is this. Fifth point is this, right? So you write around this topic, and you make a rough draft, and then you decide how are you going to execute this. So start your diagram with a circle or a horizontal line or whatever shape you prefer in the middle of the page. Inside the shape or on the line, write your topic. From the center shape or in line, draw 3 to 4 lines out into the page. And be sure to spread them out. And at the end of each of these lines, draw another line or another circle, or however you want to draw, to mention that this is what I'm going to write in paragraph number 1. This is what I'm going to write in paragraph number 2. This is for paragraph number 3, paragraph number 4, paragraph number 5, 6, and 7. So this is how you make a rough draft before you start writing your answers in the exam. Okay, this is very helpful, guys. See, how should I put it? Let me be very simple in my context, guys. Let's say you have a piece of land and you want to construct an apartment, or you want to construct a house on that land. Can you start building your house without the blueprint, without the architect's detailed plans? No, because if you start constructing a house without a blueprint, you'll miss out thousands of things. What should be the entry point, ventilation point, water outlet, inlet, electricity points, then where should be the parking. You'll miss out so many things, right? So you need to have a proper plan before you start executing your house, right? Similarly, you need to have a rough draft, you need to have a blueprint before you start executing your essay. Now, writing an essay is much simpler than constructing a house, no doubt about it, but you need to have a plan before you start writing your essays. So make sure you make a rough draft before you start writing your answers. Okay, now many students ask me this question, guys: should we start with a quotation? Should we start with with some anecdote? Should we start with some quotation from or quote from an important personality? Guys, let me give you a clear example and you be the judge. Guys, I know you are watching this session live, so please share your input in the comment section. Now, if you ask me, should you start with the quotation? I would strictly say no. Right, and there are certain reasons behind it. First of all, let's be a judge ourselves. I've given you 2 openings for the same essay. Now you tell me which opening sounds better to you and which opening would fetch better marks according to you. Okay, so first opening goes like this. Late Dr. Abdul Kalam had dream of providing urban facilities to rural areas. His vision is based on interdependence of infrastructure and rural transformation. In pursuit of his vision, government has taken several initiatives like Indira Awas Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, BharatNet, providing urban facilities to rural areas, which is Pura. So let's explore the relationship between infrastructure and rural transformation. This is one opening, guys, which starts with a quotation from Dr. Abdul Kalam and so and so and so. And let's look at the second opening and you be the judge which opening was better according to you. Second opening goes like this. According to the Periodic Labour Force Survey 1819, it has been observed that 67.7% of the total households of the country belong to the rural section, which is a huge contribution to the total population of the nation. By this, we come to infer the amount of attention demanded by the rural areas in India. The country is actually aiming at becoming a $5 trillion economy by 24-25. Or in this case by 2027 from current USD. Now this is an old essay, old opening, so old factual information is there, but you just understand which is a better opening. So the country is actually aiming at becoming a $5 trillion economy by 2027 and from currently being a $4 trillion approximately. Now this target cannot be achieved by focusing on a handful of people. For a proper mass development, key issues in the rural areas need to be addressed well. Yes, guys, you tell me which opening was better according to you. Yes, guys, which opening did you find better, first one or the second one? And this will answer your, once and for all, this will settle your, your doubt that should we start with the quotation or starting with the data points is, with the background information is better. Yes, guys, which opening is better one? Opening delights, second one, definitely. Bhakti, you find second one a better opening? Absolutely. Why? See, guys, I am saying whatever I'm trying to convey with the help of information that I have researched. I know my data points. So the information provided in the second opening is verifiable, and it proves to the evaluator that the student is not writing on the basis of his opinions. He is writing on the basis of what he has researched, what he has prepared for, and that is why second opening fetches more marks. So this is where the debate around should we start our essay with a quotation or with some background information, this is where this debate is settled. So obviously, whenever you start your essay, start with some startling information, start with some background information on the topic, and that is going to be the best opening that you can provide your essay. It will reduce any potential mistake. You are not required to think of any quotation from a famous personality and write it word by word. You just need to present your points and put forward your thesis. So guys, this was a proof for you that this is how you start your essays basically. Right. Now, guys, I'm going to give you some important data points that you can use in your essays. So I have compiled some important data points. If you just remember these points, you will be able to use one of these points or one of these data points or some of these data points in your essays. So guys, important facts recently updated. Economic Survey of India 25-26. The Economic Survey says India's GDP growth is projected at 6.8 to 7.2% for the fiscal year 27, slightly below the current year but still robust. Domestic demand remains the core driver. That is important point. So why domestic market is very crucial for India? Because this is why, this is how we are projecting such huge numbers. We are the fastest growing big economy in the world, right? I hope you know, all of you know this. So India is the fastest growing economy, one of the fastest growing economies of the big economies of the world. And how are we able to achieve this growth? Because of the domestic demand, the domestic market that we have. We have 1.4 billion people, right? And majority of them are the demographic dividend of the country. So if you know such things, you'll be able to use them in your essays, in your answers. Now, for the current fiscal year 26, India is estimated to grow 7.4%, maintaining its status as one of the fastest growing major economies globally, right? This is what I was telling you. The Economic Survey raised India's potential GDP growth to approximately 7%, which is higher than earlier estimates. The Economic Survey has projected approximately 7% growth rate for this year. Now, let's talk about the external sector and trade. Exports reached a record $825 billion in the fiscal year 25, which includes goods and services, with services exports outpacing merchandise. So services are more exported in the country, are the biggest exporters in the country. Now remittances around $135 billion now regularly exceeds FDI inflows, helping keep the current account deficit low, which is approximately 0.8% of the GDP in the fiscal year 26. India's foreign exchange reserves stood around $701 billion, approximately 11 months of import cover. So we have crossed $700 billion mark in our exchange reserves, right? Now, about consumption and sentiment. According to LSEG Ipsos Index, India ranked second globally in consumer confidence in January 2026 with a score of 60.7, signaling a strong optimism. And Money Control's Composite Eco-Pulse Index for December 2025 was 53.7, suggesting steady economic momentum for the country, right? Now, let's talk about global growth projections and risks. The United Nations forecasts global economic growth at approximately 2.7% in 2026, slightly below 2025, reflecting slower investment and ongoing trade tensions. Guys, why am I providing you these facts? You can use them in your essays. Now, Moody's global outlook expects moderate but uneven expansion, with emerging markets led by India growing faster than advanced economies and potential volatility from geopolitical tensions. A Bloomberg dashboard tracks 12 key global economic indicators, including PMI, inflation, commodity prices, and trade flows, which are updated frequently. Now, about GDP growth, the real GDP growth for fiscal year 25-26 is estimated at 7.4%, maintaining India's position as one of the fastest growing major economies. Fiscal year 26-27, India's economy is projected to grow between 6.8 to 7.2%, demand driven by strong demand. GDP momentum was particularly strong in fiscal year 26 with a growth rate of above 8%, reflecting the robust activity across sectors. And based on its advanced estimates, India's GDP is expected to cross the $4 trillion mark in the fiscal year 26. Some other important points to remember, guys. Yes, guys. So, what sectors do you have to look out for? Now, guys, particular sectors that you should definitely research for: inflation, monetary policy, and price indicators. Monetary policy, Indian monetary policy, external sector and trade, exchange rate movements, fiscal and financial sector metrics, public finances, banking sector health, and gross NPAs, non-performing assets. So, these are certain sectors that you should research for if you're preparing for this exam. Now let me give you how do you prepare for these topics, guys. For example, related to inflation, monetary policy and price indicators. Now, particularly for inflation, current CPI inflation in January 2026 is 2.75%. December it was 1.33%. November it was 0.71%. October it was 0.25%. So food inflation according in December 2025 was 2.71%, which is basically deflation. Now WPI inflation trend oscillated through 2025 with provisional minus 0.32% annual WPI inflation rate in November 2025. Now these are some important points related to inflation, monetary policy and policy price indicators for the country. Now about monetary policy, current repo rate is 5.25%, February 2026 meeting, unchanged from December 2025 rate cut. Policy evolution, rate cut by 25 basis points in December 25 from 5.50 to 5.25%. Total rate cuts in 2025, 125 basis points since the beginning of the year. Standing deposit facility SDR rate is 5%. Marginal standing facility MSF rate is 5.5%. Reverse repo rate is 3.35%. Monetary stance is neutral. GDP growth forecast for the next year 7.4%, revised upward from 7.3, and inflation projection for the next year is 2.1%. So minimal inflation and good growth forecast is going to prove beneficial for the economic growth for the country. So this is about the monetary policy that we have. Now let's talk about trade balance and fiscal and financial sector public finances. So in trade balance, December 2025 trade deficit is 25 billion. November 2025 trade deficit is 24.53 billion, smallest in 5 months, and October 41.7 billion, highest ever deficit in October. Now fiscal and financial sector metrics says, now about public finances, fiscal year 25-26 fiscal deficit target is 4.4% of GDP. 24-25 was 4.8% of the GDP. 26-27 fiscal deficit target is 4.3% of GDP. Total receipts 34.96 lakh crore. You can say approximately 35 lakh crore. Total expenditure 50.65 lakh crore. Net tax receipts 28.37 lakh crore. Capital expenditure 11.21 lakh crore, which is approximately 3.1% of GDP. Gross market borrowing 14.82 lakh crore. Outstanding liabilities 55.6% of the GDP, and target debt to GDP ratio by 2031 around 50% plus minus 1%. So these are certain important points that you need to know if you are preparing for financial topics. So this is the state of public finances in the country. Now guys, let's talk about banking sector health. Now gross NPAs in September 2025, 2.1% for scheduled commercial banks, which is historically low. March 2025, 2.3%, lowest in 20 years. And comparison, down from peak of 11.46% in 2018. The NPAs have come down to 2.15%. This is huge. Now if you're talking about the banking sector, the health of banking sector, which is very good in the country. Now about banking metrics, capital adequacy ratio CRAR 17.36% in 2025, up from 12.94% in 2015. CET 1 ratio 14.81%, and PSB, public sector bank profits 1.778 lakh crore rupees. So guys, such important points, data points are going to help you in your exam. Now guys, this is now broadly speaking, this is a poor answer. I'm just showing you example of poor answers. This is one answer written by a student. Now guys, if you make so many mistakes in your answer, right? If I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 mistakes in one answer. Now every mistake is going to cost you 0.25 marks. So 20 mistakes means you have lost what 5 marks, right? So if you lost not 5 marks, actually 8 marks. So if you've lost 8 marks because of mistakes, you are not going to recover from that. So your answer should be error free. The first requirement of your answer is you should be able to complete the answer in time, and it should be error free. Look at another example, guys. Now student has written the opening I gave you earlier. This was the essay written by the student. So what he did was, after starting with the quotation, he started giving subtitles to the topic, to the paragraphs: road, electricity, agriculture infrastructure, IT infrastructure, school. Now he has given 5 paragraphs, but do you think your essay should be written in this way? No guys, it should be written in a presented in a very logical manner, okay? In a very concrete manner. So this is not how you write your answers. This is what a good essay should look like. You start with some background. India had entered 2020 with the dream of becoming $5 trillion economy, but presently Indian economy is going through a turbulent period. The coronavirus pandemic has weakened all the sectors of the Indian economy since April. So as per RBI projections, April-June quarter GDP, then flip side, India's purchasing managers index. So guys, when you present when you present these data points, with the help of what you have researched, right, in the GDP contraction 23.9%, then India's purchasing managers index, then agriculture sector shows this. RBI has taken several measures, 21 lakh crore rupee for the GDP for MSMEs and poor, including migrants, farmers, and agriculture. Then RBI announced moratorium for 6 months. Then TLTROs, according to RBI, introduced TLTROs as a tool to enhance liquidity in the system. RBI revised priority sector lending, right, loans up to rupees 50 crore rupees, and RBI also constituted committee to restructure loans impacted by COVID-19. So whenever you are presenting an essay, it should be presented in a very concrete and in a very well researched manner. Okay. Now guys, at the end, now I would like to entertain any topics, any doubts that you might have come across, and then I'll tell you how EduTap helps you in this. So guys, first of all, we in our courses provide you lecture video for every topic, essay writing, Precis writing, reading comprehension in your courses, and along with all the full length tests and PYQs with solutions. Second, PYQs are included with with updated pattern, and you are provided exact simulation of your PYQs and your mock tests in your exam. Third guys, sample mock tests with solutions are provided to you, right? So we are provide you sample mock tests with their solutions, and your doubt resolution is done within 24 hours. This is what we provide you and in your courses. Now guys, how do you enroll in our courses? Let's understand that. Now guys, in our courses we provide you each and everything, but let me show you how to enroll in that. Guys, just go to your browser, Google, and just type EduTap, EDUTAP, edutap.in, and you press enter, and you will land on our homepage. This is our official website. Now you'll see all the courses available to you. Now you'll see RBI, NABARD, PFRDA, and you'll see UPSC, APFO, combo courses, SEBI courses. So you'll find SEBI Grade A courses. Click on this and scroll down, and you'll see all the courses available to you for this year. Now guys, we have a recorded crash course for general stream for phase 2. We have a specially exclusive 4,000 plus MCQs for your paper 2. We have a test series for phase 2. Now this is very important, guys. Chapter wise mock tests are provided to you in this test series. Full length tests are there, current affairs mock tests are there, and these full length tests will be evaluated, and we will provide you detailed assessment and detailed feedback of your answers. Solved previous year questions are given, and guys, we are providing flat 78% discount on these courses. The coupon code is WOW78. So use this coupon code capital WOW78 and you can avail 78% discount on these courses. So come join us, streamline your preparation and make your journey constructive and fruitful for yourself. And if you're preparing for next year, if you're targeting next year, then you can look into silver course or gold course, guys. Now this is a one-stop solution for your complete preparation. Gold course, it includes everything from phase 1 to phase 2 plus interview, and silver course is only for phase 2. So come join us, streamline your preparation and make your journey constructive and fruitful for yourself. Now guys, before I wrap up the session, what sources do you need to prepare, you can use to prepare? First of all, we have compiled 60 topics, tentative essay topics in the fodder material in our courses. These topics include all the important data points, all the background of the topics related to that particular topic, and you can use this fodder material to prepare for your exam, to prepare for your essays. Then for your reading habit, you read editorials regularly from any newspaper like the Hindu or Economic Times. Use any PIB, Live Mint, for your online articles. Guys, the National Portal of India. There is a website by the name the Portal of India. Guys, do visit this website, and there you'll find all the important statistics that you need to retain for your exam on this portal. So use PIB, use the Portal of India, Statistics of India, and use these newspapers to read and prepare for your Precis and Reading Comprehension. You can use Economic Times Business Standard for your financial topics. Use Wikipedia and Google for your research. And last but not the least, use AI to help you in assessing and improving your answers. So these are the sources that you can use to prepare for your exam. Now guys, I'm open to any doubt, any query that you have, and I'll be more than happy to help you with whatever you want to ask. What should be our essay tone when it is mentioned that explain? Nishant, see, if you watched my previous video on essay writing, I have clearly mentioned in that video that there are basically three types of essays that you will be asked. One is argumentative. Argumentative essays are where you have to discuss both sides of the topic, pros and cons, benefits and challenges, right? Goods and bads. So these topics are called argumentative. Now in these topics you have to discuss both sides in a very balanced way, right? You cannot be skewed, or you cannot be you can't seem that you are biased towards anything, right? So you have to just present your facts and when you are writing an argumentative topic. Second is expository topic. Now expository topics are where you are asking, like, explain the role of AI in fintech. Now this is called an expository topic. This is a one-sided topic where you either have to write the benefits or you have to write the challenges. So this is a one-sided topic where you have to discuss the topic in detail about what can the role of AI be. Now here also you provide both sides, but you focus on what is the highlight of the topic. And third is, guys, narrative and descriptive, which are basically used for static topics like like the topics that you saw, techno stress or mental health, or maybe one machine can replace 5 average human beings, but 5 machines cannot replace 1 smart human being. So these are static topics, and you need to follow a descriptive approach for this. So you have to be balanced in your tone. You can't sound like, you can't write things which feel biased towards anyone, any of your opinion, or towards a political party. You can't do that. You just have to present facts and lay down your thesis. If you're appreciating something, be clearly appreciative. If you're criticizing something, be clearly criticizing, but don't name any political party, don't name any organization like that, right? You should be just giving general criticism that this has led to poor employment, or poor GDP growth, and poor so and so and so, and this should be looked into. So you should be very neutral in your tone. right? We can't be emotional while writing an essay. It should be based on facts and data. When you're appreciating something, clearly appreciate it. If you're criticizing something, criticize it, but not any person or not any organization or not any political party. Okay, that should be your perspective when you are writing your answers. So they always like diplomatic and balanced answers. So that's the answer to your question, Nishant. Your answer should be diplomatic, balanced, and neutral when you are writing your answers. Can I use own language and give opinions under arguments? No, Nishant, your opinions are not needed in your essays. You are not there to provide your opinion. You are there to provide your research on the topic, what you have researched about the topic. So your opinions are, would be incorrect to be used in your essays. We do not use opinions, our own criticism. You just mention the fact as it is. If the growth rate has been good, it is good. If the growth rate has been poor, it is poor. If the NPAs have increased, just mention the NPAs have increased. Don't write that this is going to do this to the country and it is going to create a very bad environment for the country, and banking profits are going to go down and it is going to impact the public. Your opinions are not needed. What is needed is your background research on the topic and your presentation of your answers. Jashan, I have taken special sessions for your Prezi before this, and even essay writing. So there are special videos on our channel. If you have not watched them yet, please do go watch those sessions. They're going to be very, very helpful, and you will find videos on essay writing, Prezi writing, and comprehension on our YouTube channel here itself. So just search SEBI Descriptive English Essay Writing, or SEBI Descriptive English Prezi Writing, or SEBI Descriptive English Reading Comprehension, and you will find special videos which were conducted recently, and you can watch those videos in detail on your own speed. Maybe you watch it at 1.5x and quickly be done with the video and understand what essay writing entails, how do we frame a Prezi, and how do we write answers in reading comprehension. Right? And yes, conclude with positive expectation for future. That is what way forward. Yes, Nishant. So yes, always end your essay on a positive note with the way forward, which shows that you are not only a problem a problem oriented person, but you are also a solution oriented person. So your last paragraph should be about way forward and how do you conclude it. Okay. Opening the lights. I have taken a reading comprehension session earlier, so you can watch those sessions on our YouTube channel. And if you want to join us, please join us in our courses, because we have conducted special 3-hour lectures for reading comprehension, 2 3-hour lectures in our courses, and they are available to you in our crash course, recorded crash course that I showed you. So come join us and learn from us, and improve your attempt, improve your answers with us, with the help of full-length mock tests and support system and guidance that we provide you in our courses. And guys, do share your feedback about these videos about us on our channel. The given email ID hello@edutap.co.in, that's our official email ID. Please do share your feedback with us about these videos, about our lectures. Okay. Sir, I've secured it mock 147 to 63, 64. I have secured 20s in almost all. Where can I work hard to improve this? If you're scoring above 64, 65, Nishant, so you are on the right track. Right. Now, I can't tell you with the just by looking at your comment where do you need improvement. If you want more insights into your answers, please do raise a do share your email with us. So the email ID is on your screen, hello@edutap.co.in. Share your answers with me and drop us an email, and I'll look into your answers and tell you where further you can improve your attempt, and how further can you better your answers there. Okay, Nishant? So just drop us an email and attach your answers in the email itself. Thank you, Open Delights. Thank you, everyone, for your patience and for your receptiveness. I hope this will help you, and this will guide you in the right direction before your exam. And I'm sure now you understand why data points, why research is important before you before you walk into the exam room, and how can you further improve your attempt by taking full-length tests and by taking these tests for your exam. Okay. Alright guys, so that's it for this session. I hope this will help you in your preparation and in your journey ahead. But still guys, if you have any doubts, if you have any queries, please feel free to get in touch with us. You can always call us on this number during the office hours, which is 8146207241, or you can also drop us an email at hello@edutap.co.in. That's our official email ID. So thank you so much once again. Keep on working hard, keep on giving your best, and I'm sure you will come out with flying colors. So having said that, I'll take your leave for today. I wish you all the success in your endeavors, and I wish you all the very best for your exam. And guys, we will be live on our exam day, 21st of February. We will provide you detailed analysis and solution for your paper 1 and paper 2 right here on this channel. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to like the video, and don't forget to join us on the exam day for more insights into your exam. So thank you so much once again. All the very best. Keep up the good work, and happy learning to all of you. Take care guys. Have a good day. Bye bye. Thank you so much.